Hello, gorgeous. I am back today and I've got a very interesting topic for us to discuss. So, as you guys know, I was in Hawaii last week having this delicious Rich Babe Mastermind experience with my students. And I ended up having a discussion with one of my students that was really amazing. And I felt that we should discuss this here as well. So, I was telling my student that I've been getting some strange comments on some of my Instagram posts and some of my YouTube videos, and I wonder where this is coming from. And so my student said, I know where this is coming from. And what she said was, she said, most of the content that's out there right now on YouTube and Instagram around feminine energy and divine feminine is what's known as, she coined this term, which I think is genius. She called it performance femininity, where people tell you how to act, behave, perform femininity. You can, have personal etiquette and sit in a certain way and, cut your steak a certain way and eat a certain way and look a certain way, and then you're feminine, right? And so that's what she terms performance femininity. What I'm teaching is the divine feminine actual work from the Eastern culture, the yin and the yang energies and how they express themselves in human manifestation. And so when these people will come to my work because of the YouTube and Instagram algorithm, because of certain tags and things that we use that are similar, then those people might be really confused because I'm not performing femininity. So according to their viewpoints, I'm not dressed the right way. I don't look the right way. I speak my mind. I am very direct. I can be just very blunt sometimes. And I am not performing like a proper feminine woman should be performing. And that made so much sense when my student put it that way. And so I wanted to take a minute and discuss this with you. The truth is, most of us have been performing our entire life, right? The self-aware Barbie is a performance, right? The nice girl, the people-pleasing, the overly active masculine, all of that is a performance. The last thing I want anyone to take away from the divine feminine energy work is more performing. That is not what this work is about. It's all about actually doing your inner work so you can remove the conditioning that society has placed on us, where we think we have to act a certain way and behave a certain way. Like, we already have so many beauty rules and societal rules placed on us on how we're supposed to look like and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to be good little girls that don't make a lot of noise. The last thing I want anyone to take from this work is more performing. And so the actual divine feminine energy work is not about performing at all. So you can be a woman that wears absolutely no makeup, wears a potato sack, and be super feminine in your embodiment, in the way that you're choosing to express energy in that moment. There could be someone else that looks like a 10 from head to toe, and she's decked out in all of the performance femininity stuff, and she's got all the etiquettes down and all of that stuff, but she can be very masculine in how she's choosing to express her energy in that moment, okay? And knowing this is very important. You can have both. You can be looking the way you want to look, and you got your makeup and hair and nails and everything done, and still be expressing your feminine energy or your masculine energy, or both, which is actually neutral. It cancels each other out in any given moment. And this is important for you to know, because you want to use the appropriate energy for your energetic blueprint in certain areas, and also for the circumstances, right? How you want to show up in this moment right here. Do you want to express more of your feminine side, or do you want to express more of your masculine side? Are you, 30% masculine right now and 70% feminine? How are you choosing to express that? That is the actual divine feminine work. How you're being, how you're showing up internally and externally, how you're being received, how you're receiving. That is the divine feminine work. And I have this wonderful 90-minute training. I think it's the best training I've ever done around feminine energy work, other than my feminine energy mega bundle course. It's in the basic babe bundle. So if you guys have that, there's a 90-minute bonus recording that I just put in there, I think last year, that you need to check out, because it's actually taken from the Feminine Energy Mega Bundle. I borrowed it from there and put in the Basic Babe Bundle for you guys. Check it out, because in there I deeply explain the actual yin yang principles of the masculine and feminine, and how you can express them in different ways in your relationship, at work, in your parenting, in your embodiment, in your health, because it's not about performing. I know people that look very I used to be one of those women that look very feminine, but express more of their masculine energy in every interaction, and then I was not getting the results that I wanted. I wasn't feeling good, my relationships were suffering, because that's not what was the appropriate energy in that situation to express. Okay, so yes, if you come to my channel from some of the performance femininity channels, I'm sorry, I don't shop at the right places, I don't speak the right way, I don't wear the right perfume or shoes or whatever it is, but I am a divine feminine energy teaching. I very much embody this work in my everyday life, in my relationships, in my parenting, in my work, and those two things have nothing to do with each other, okay? You can choose to dress however you want to, speak however you want to, and still be very feminine in how you're expressing yourself, how other people are receiving you. And you can completely do it the other way around too. You can be very masculine in your embodiment, but trying to perform femininity, which is actually just going to come across as a very confusing mask to everyone receiving you, and that is not going to make you magnetic. You know what's the most magnetic? People expressing their authentic energetic blueprint, because you can feel their heart, you can see their soul. So when we've got like, this is my energetic blueprint, this is who I am, and on top of that, this is how I must perform, and I must wear this, and I must eat like this, and I must talk like this, where are you? Like buried underneath all of their shoulds and musts and have tos, performances, right? All of these masks. And inner work is all about removing those masks and letting yourself shine through, glowing from within. You know how you get that? From actually removing the mask so people can actually see who you really are authentically. Okay, so if you want to learn more about my 4 goddess consciousness, the Basic Babe, Self-Aware Barbie, Million Dollar Babe, and High End Divinity, I have a free workbook for you guys that you can download by signing up to my email list. And to talk a little bit about performance femininity as related to this, remember that all 4 of these consciousness exist in all of us. So I can very much be Million Dollar Babe most of the time, but have a Self-Aware Barbie moment or have a Basic Babe moment. So it's not about like permanently being locked in. These are just energies that we can fall back into or out of, right? So if you are more in the Basic Babe, you're going to resonate with the performance femininity, because you are very surface level. You don't want to go deep. You're very afraid of actually sitting with your feelings and your authentic self. You are more comfortable in like putting on a mask of elegance and like performance, and then saying that you're feminine, but you're still not going to feel like you. Those things can be fun if you're also doing all of your inner work. Like, yeah, when I started doing this inner work, interestingly enough, I used to only wear pants, and now I only wear dresses. It just naturally happened where I just feel constricted in pants all of a sudden. And like, especially because I live in Houston, it's so hot here, that dresses just worked out better for me and my lifestyle. That naturally happened. But if I try to force myself to wear dresses before actually doing the inner work, I would have just felt really awkward and uncomfortable, and like, this is one more thing on my to-do list that now I have to maintain and do and force myself into, right? So Basic Babes will resonate more with the performance femininity, because it's surface level. It's the fun part without actually going deep and looking into yourself, okay? The Self-Aware Barbie will resonate, like she'll start waking up to the actual divine feminine embodiment work, but obviously she's gonna really struggle with it, because you have to actually sit with yourself. You have to release a lot of old programming and conditioning, and that can be really challenging when all the self-aware Barbie wants to do is like get things done, bulldoze through, check things off her to-do list, because she's kind of fight or flight. She needs to just keep going. So for her, she's gonna resonate most with the embodiment work because she knows she needs it, but obviously it's gonna require a lot of self-discipline to sit down and actually do the work. The $1 Million Babe, she is the one that integrates the divine feminine and divine masculine within herself really, really good. So she's using both of her arms. She's using all of her facilities, right? So she can switch back and forth. Depending on where you are in your $1 Million Babe. Like, I know when I first became in the $1 Million Babe category, consciousness, it was like I had to like choose into it. Okay, now I need to drop in and be more feminine and relax into more expressing my feminine energy. Okay, now I have to be in my masculine. The more I did that, I could do it really, really quickly. I could be super in my masculine doing energy, and at the drop of a hat, switch into my feminine. And what I call is this is energy fluid, being energy fluid. So you can, go to work, do your boss babe thing, come home, be in your feminine, or even throughout your work day, you can like switch energies really fluid. And actually, the next generation that's being born, my children's generation, and even, the other half generation, even below them, they're already very energy fluent. And we're starting to see this now in our culture shift as people are choosing more even gender fluid identities for themselves, right? So you can identify very much as a sexual, like feminine sexual essence being, like I am. I'm, I'm feminine energy essence woman, and I am attracted to masculine energy. And so, but still be energy fluid in how I choose to express my day. I can be, business savvy and be in my doing energy and then switch into my feminine in my relationship. And so that is very much an option for you when you actually are doing your inner work and not performing. So it's not like I'm performing masculinity and then performing femininity. No, I'm actually dropping into my body and choosing to express a very different energy, which is a byproduct of my inner work and deconditioning all of those limiting beliefs and masks that society has placed upon me. Okay, so I hope this was useful for you. Let me know what your viewpoints and feelings are about performance femininity versus actual divine feminine work. I think part of the confusion is that the actual yin and yang and energy trainings are done in Eastern, like Indian and like ancient Chinese writings, and for most people in the Western world, it's very hard to translate that work into ways where you can actually understand it. So you have to rely on teachers that understand that body of work, have spent really long time understanding it, integrating it, embodying it to teach it to you. But then what happens is that other people may sometimes hear these words and think what they imagine they mean, and then create certain belief systems around them and say, okay, well, I just have to dress feminine, and I just have to speak in feeling statements, and I just have to like not speak up here. And it just creates dogma and like performance art around an actual body of work that could have really changed your life if you really go deep and understand it. And for those of you guys that really do want to go deeper into this, my feminine energy mega bundle is life-changing. That bundle has over 60 hours of training on deep embodiment and feminine energy work, like actual feminine energy work. Only about 2% of my work, I would say, is about like actual like appearance and like that stuff. Most of it is like the actual integrity work of the divine feminine and divine masculine. And so I call that the Netflix of feminine energy trainings, because you can just binge watch for hours and hours and start to integrate and really understand what this work deeply means beyond just the performance art of it. So I love you. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought about performance femininity versus actual divine feminine work, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.